The reunion or Poo Poo Head?
The reunion.
I did, yeah. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great first part. I thought production was genius in their use of Rachel. I thought, because obviously she's not going to come out until the very end of part 2. So to put her in the trailer with the Raquel fan cam, I thought that was such a great use of her, because the audience would have been kind of disappointed if we didn't see her face. So to intercut those one-on-one interviews with the trailer footage, I thought was just a stroke of genius.
Well, and also, to be fair, you've seen Ariana since this reunion, right? Didn't you just see her?
Yeah, I was Raising Cane's hired me to go and do some footage of her, and listen, she's getting all these really cool product deals, and I got to talk with her on Wednesday morning, and she was great. I'm just always shocked at like how effervescent she is. She seems to be thriving through all of this and everything that's thrown at her. Even like the interview with Call Her Daddy this week, I just thought she handles things so well in comparison with Tom, who I think struggles to put sentences together. Yeah. And I don't mean that as a slam. I just don't think that's his forte in terms of communicating effectively.
He can't form a sentence. It's not a slam.
That's what I mean.
No, I'm just kidding.
You know what I'm saying? Like his jam is singing karaoke. Like it's his forte. But I thought Ariana really is able to talk effectively, and I think in this kind of situation that is so important. We still don't really understand Sandoval in a lot of ways, but with Ariana, I think she kind of diffuses this insane situation and makes us really empathize and go along with her on this journey. And I think that's why we're in such support of her right now.
It is wild to see, like right now, when you see the photos of her smiling and happy and doing all of these things, you're like, wow, she's really winning. And like, you wouldn't imagine anything bad coming out of her mouth. And then when you see the Peacock, extended version, when she's like, bleep, 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 you, this, you piece of, and you're like, holy cow.
Well, because there's a lot of anger, but that's what I think.
No, of course.
It's like she is like thriving, but at the same time, we all know that doesn't mean, she's going to be dealing with this for years to come. This is truly the ultimate betrayal. And so I think it's important to have those reunion moments where everybody's able to get their anger and frustration out, not only the audience, but everybody up there on stage. DJ James Kennedy was angrier than Ariana.
Yeah. Listen, it was, yeah. Hold on. I wanted to bring this up real quick and see what you thought about it.
Hi to everybody in the chat. Hello.
The disrespect towards LVP, Michael Rappaport. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I have seen this. Yeah, this is awesome.
Why I'm concerned about the future of the show is, number one, Tom and Rachel. Number two, who's going to film with Tom besides Schwartz? Number three, the disrespect of Lisa Vanderpump. I've never seen the entire cast collectively say, you know what, Lisa, we're not gonna respect you anymore. Lala, Ariana, Katie, but the amount of disrespect towards LVP, I've never seen it. Obviously, of course, Stassi, she was always disrespectful to LVP when she left working at Pump. But where are we going to go? Like, is LVP going to be like, listen, you little. The reason why I'm concerned.
Okay. Well, you can always count on Michael Rappaport.
Well, listen, Michael, it's glad to have you here. I know he mainly used to cover Housewives, but now he's jumping on the Vanderpump train. And I think it's completely ridiculous. He's a guy that's mainly sided with Rinna and Erica Jane in the past. So he's already suspect in my book for so many reasons. I think he's very entertaining. Well, I think he's very entertaining. I just think he's like full of it. Like, no, that there needs to be pushback against Lisa. Most of these people don't work at Lisa's restaurants anymore. Yes, it is her show, but I think in that reunion we saw that she, at times wasn't even necessary. Once again, she'd be like, "Good question, Andy. Oh, it's $1 million question." It's like, why are we slowing down? you are there. People are allowed to have disagreements with LVP, and I know she's trying to keep peace because she does want Schwartz and Tom not only in the show, but she does, I think, like everybody. But there is going to be pushback, and I hope it does give Lisa pause. Lisa excuses a lot of male behavior on that show, but then she like kind of clamps down on the women, and I think that really weird internalized misogyny. I just think I didn't think she looked amazing on the first part of the reunion. And I like Lisa Vanderpump a lot, but I think Michael Rappaport is out of his depth once again. I think you need those moments. I think those moments with Lala pushing back, you might find it disrespectful, but I thought it was fascinating. And I think it is that situation of like, Lisa, what do you really feel? Do you feel like, because it just we got the sense it's like everybody cheats. It just happens. Like, so should we excuse everything?
Right. Well, and then also, it's kind of interesting because if you remember back to the early seasons of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, a lot of the women like Brandi Glanville, Teddy Mellencamp, Kyle Richards, there were women who came forward and they felt like Lisa would try to manipulate them in certain situations and how they came across on camera, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you see with Lala and Katie and James Kennedy, like everybody interjecting, they're like, no, you're not going to control how we feel on camera. And I'm like, holy I mean, listen, I don't agree with I never agree with Michael Rappaport, especially like you said, when he would go on Watch What Happens Live and defend Erica so hard.
Angie, you got to understand, Angie. Like, it's like, I get that you like the attention that comes from this. And, we are like so hungry for any kind of information around this and everybody's opinions. But I think he just always has some of the weirdest opinions ever, and it usually sides with who he thinks is top dog. But then it kind of shows you that he's not necessarily a real fan of the show, because he's usually backing what I think are the wrong horses. But I think also Lisa at this point, I think this is a good learning lesson for Lisa, is like maybe get on board, maybe rethink what you've done in the past on Beverly Hills and Vanderpump Rules, and really, I think she sometimes thinks she's smarter than the show. And I think in moments like this, you realize that she potentially isn't. And I know that might be a controversial take, but I just think she needs to kind of get on board a little bit more and kind of feel the frustration of these people that she says she loves and cares about.
Do you think that Michael Rappaport does it because he doesn't know necessarily, like he doesn't watch the shows in depth? Or do you think he does it because it's more of a shock factor when you side against like the person that everyone, like right now, if he came out and said, Rachel and Tom, things happen, screw all of you guys who are team Ariana, you know what? Ariana will be fine, but Rachel and Tom, this is ridiculous. Actually, I think he did say something like that.
Well, I think he probably will if he hasn't already, but I think Michael tends to go towards establishment and more established characters. And, even with the Rinna Erica Jane, and especially the last season, I thought it was just horrific takes. But he always goes with people that are like long-standing cast members. I think he watches these shows. But what the beautiful thing about Bravo is, we all watch these shows differently.